Welcome back to the channel. This is Chris Flores Media. Today I want to do something pretty new, something I haven't done on my channel before. I want to show you guys some of the log conversion LUTs that I own, and I want to show you which one's my favorite one when I'm working with FLOG. I'm finally settled in the new studio. If you want to see what the new studio looks like, please leave me a comment down in the comment section and I'll gladly show you what it looks like. But today let's talk about working with FLOG, right? So Fuji X-T4, if you're new to the channel, I'm kind of new to this system. I'm coming from Sony. From Sony, I went to Panasonic, and I just happened to trade my Sony A7C for this X-T4. I think I got the better end of the deal because for video, 10-bit, 4K 60, cinema 4K, like I love it. I'm recording right now in DCI and I think it looks absolutely freaking nice. So I'm very happy with Fuji, and because I've been happy with Fuji, I'm looking to invest in like getting to know the ecosystem, getting to know what lenses work for what I want to do, and obviously playing around with color, right? We all know that Fuji has killer film simulations, but I just like working with log, right? So I have multiple Fuji log conversion LUTs. I've got, obviously we've got the free ones. We've got like the F-Log to Eterna. We've got F-Log to WDR, wide dynamic range. I bought leaming LUTs for Fuji, and I also bought, which is now my absolute favorite LUT, which I didn't think was gonna work that well with Fuji, but to my surprise, it works freaking great. So throughout this video, you've probably been seeing probably little titles here and there, just showing you what LUT I've got on here. I'm not changing any exposure settings. I'm just, the way the exposure is, that's how it's gonna stay throughout this video. That's not changing. The only thing that's changing, and if you do see exposure changing, it's probably because of what the LUTs do to the footage, right? And if you care about my settings, I'm filming 2.8 on the 18-55 ISO 3000, 3200, and then I've got my white balance set. So filming in 4K, 24, shutter speed obviously is at 48, and those are my settings. That's not changing throughout this video at all. What is changing is the different log conversions, all right? So let me talk to you a little bit about my experience and which ones I think work, and let me tell you about which one's my absolute favorite one, right? So when it comes to color accuracy, my favorite one probably would be the leaming, but it is a little bit harder to work with than the others, just because you have to work with the histogram, and you need to overexpose like crazy. So if you've never worked with ETTR, it's easy, but it's kind of like you got to be on it constantly, changing from scene to scene. So basically what you do is you just crank up your ISO. When you see some zebras show up on the face, you back it down. I usually tend to back it down maybe 1 or 2 clicks, and that usually does the trick. And working with that one on F-Log, what it does is you need to super brighten the image with the ISO, and then the conversion LUT, the leaming LUT, brings it back down to make it a little bit darker and what it's supposed to look like, which is fine, but it's not my favorite way of one shooting, and it's not my favorite like look. The next one that I do like that's free is the Fuji WDR one. I like that one. I feel like the colors look good. I like it. It's pretty simple. I tend to expose it maybe one stop over, and so far I've been getting pretty good results with that. And the Eterna one, I don't like it. That might be a little controversial, but I just don't like it. I feel like it makes everything look super washed out, and maybe I just need to practice a little bit more filming with maybe just straight up Eterna, see if I like that. But going from log to Eterna, I don't really like it. And my favorite one, you probably never heard of this LUT, and I don't blame you, because I mean, I'm surprised it even works. But coming from Panasonic over to Fuji, I have this LUT, conversion LUT for Panasonic, which works great on Panasonic footage, and it's from Gamut.io. It's the V-Log conversion LUT, and surprisingly, it works super good on the X-T4 as well. I think it works so great because we're working in 10-bit, we're working with 200 megabits per second, and just the sensor on this little camera is freaking nice. So I think that's why it works so well. And that is my absolute favorite LUT to use when I'm working with log on the X-T4, and luckily it blends super well with my Panasonic footage as well. So if I want to go full frame, I just grab the Panasonic, I'm good. If I want a lighter setup, I got the Fuji, and my colors match. They work really, really well together when I edit the footage. All right, so surprise, surprise, my favorite log conversion LUT for the X-T4 FLOG is nothing Fuji. It's actually the Gamut IO Vlog LUT, and that just goes to show how well they created that LUT for it to work so good on Panasonic, for it to work just as good on Fuji, right? So I'm not affiliated with Gamut. Everything I've mentioned, I either downloaded myself or I bought myself, like the Leeming LUT I bought and the Gamut I bought as well. So not affiliated with those, just those are my experiences, all right? Again, the recap, my favorite, absolute favorite one, the one I think you probably should look into getting is the Gamut one from Gamut IO. Works super good, makes everything look really, really nice. And then if you want a free one, my favorite free one is the Fuji to WDR, all right? Other than that, if you work with different film simulations, maybe you'd like the Leeming LUT because it also works with like Eterna, it works with the other film simulations. But since I'm sticking to FLOG, that's what's most important to me, and Gamut IO is the way to go for me, all right? Hopefully you found this video interesting, and stay tuned on this channel, watch another video here or there, whatever the thing is. If you got any questions, leave them in the comment section. And again, if you want to see what the studio looks like, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section and I'll get that video out to you guys for next week, all right? Until then, peace, be good, be healthy, and I'll catch you in the next video, all right? Adios.